Welcome to our channel. Today we dive into the intriguing life of Susan Strasberg, a Hollywood starlet whose career was marked by soaring successes and shocking controversies. From her breakout role on Broadway to the struggles that defined her personal and professional life, Susan's story is a captivating blend of talent, fame, and resilience. So, how did one of Broadway's youngest stars rise to prominence, and what caused her career to take such a dramatic turn? Let's uncover the untold story of Susan Strasberg. Susan Strasberg was born on May 22, 1938 in New York City, into a family deeply rooted in the entertainment industry. Her father, Lee Strasberg, was a renowned artistic director of the esteemed Actors Studio and a revered acting coach whose guidance was instrumental to the careers of many stars, including Marilyn Monroe. Her mother, Paula Strasberg, was a former actress and a respected figure in the industry as well. Lee Strasberg wasn't just focused on helping Hollywood's elite, he was equally dedicated to fostering his daughter's career. Susan grew up surrounded by the arts and began her journey early. She attended the Professional Children's School before continuing her education at the High School of Music and Art and the High School of Performing Arts. During this time, she also worked as a model whenever opportunities arose, solidifying her path toward a future in show business. It was evident from a young age that Susan was destined for a career in the spotlight. From a young age, Susan was often referred to as Hollywood royalty in the making. Media outlets frequently spotlighted her as the future of Broadway and Hollywood, a title that carried both prestige and pressure. Critics and fans were quick to note her sharp features, intense gaze, and a demeanor that suggested maturity beyond her years. Photos from her modeling days circulated widely, with publications like Life magazine and the New York Times featuring her as a rising star even before her official debut. When Susan made her off-Broadway debut, the theater community and her burgeoning fan base erupted with praise. Theatergoers described her performances as mesmerizing and transformative. Letters to local newspapers commended her ability to convey deep emotion, a skill many attributed to her rigorous training under her father's mentorship. She's not just Lee Strasberg's daughter, she's an artist in her own right, one fan wrote in the New York Herald Tribune. Susan Strasberg's career was also deeply influenced by her unique relationship with her father, Lee Strasberg. As both a parent and a mentor, Lee's expectations for Susan were exceptionally high, often blurring the lines between professional guidance and familial support. On one hand, he provided her with invaluable training that shaped her acting abilities. On the other, his meticulous approach sometimes created tension. During rehearsals for The Diary of Anne Frank, Susan reportedly felt immense pressure to meet her father's standards, causing her to question whether she was pursuing her passion for herself or to fulfill his vision. This internal conflict added complexity to her career, shaping her journey as an actress who sought independence while carrying the weight of her father's legacy. Her upbringing and connections in the entertainment world gave her a head start, but her talent and dedication would determine how far she could go. However, as her career unfolded, it became clear that Hollywood's high stakes and pressures would come with significant challenges. The media closely followed her every move, often comparing her to other rising stars, and even to her father's protégés, like Marilyn Monroe. This scrutiny led some fans to rally around her, offering messages of encouragement and solidarity. Fan clubs dedicated to Susan sprang up across the U.S., with members exchanging clippings and attending her performances in groups to show their support. As Susan's career progressed, her name began to appear in international headlines. Critics in London praised her performances, calling her an American jewel on the global stage. Fans from as far as Japan and Italy wrote letters to studios, requesting that her films be distributed internationally. The reception to her work in Capo and Scream of Fear further cemented her reputation abroad, with European audiences especially drawn to her ability to portray complex characters. At the age of 14, Susan captivated audiences with her talent, and just 3 years later, her extraordinary audition for director Garson Kanin earned her the role of Anne Frank in the Pulitzer Prize-winning play. This performance catapulted her to fame as she masterfully portrayed both the playful and rebellious sides of Anne Frank, winning the hearts of millions. Renowned critic Brooks Atkinson described Susan as a slender, enchanting young lady with a heart-shaped face, a pair of burning eyes, and the soul of an actress. At just 18, Susan received a Tony Award nomination and made history as the youngest actress to headline a Broadway production, with her name above the marquee title. Susan's groundbreaking achievement as the youngest actress to headline a Broadway production with her name above the marquee was not just a personal milestone, but a cultural one. Her success shattered traditional age and gender barriers in the industry, serving as an inspiration for young women who aspired to enter the performing arts. Susan became a symbol of youthful determination and talent, proving that age was no barrier to commanding respect and admiration on such a prestigious platform. Over the years, many aspiring actresses have credited Susan's trailblazing role for giving them the courage to pursue their dreams in an industry often dominated by older, more experienced stars. However, despite her success on stage, she was not cast in George Stevens' film adaptation of The Diary of Anne Frank. Several explanations have been suggested, including Stevens' reluctance to navigate the influence of Susan's mother, Paula Strasberg, and the possibility that Stevens saw Susan's performance late in the play's run, when it may have lacked its earlier vitality. Susan's second appearance in film came in 1956 with Joshua Logan's Picnic. In this movie, she delivered a performance that was both humorous and moving, further solidifying her reputation and opening new opportunities in the film industry. In 1957, she appeared on Broadway in Gina Newy's poignant play Time Remembered, alongside Richard Burton. Shortly afterward, Susan's personal struggles came to light when she landed her first leading role in Sidney Lumet's 1958 film, Stage Struck. Frustrated by her mother's constant presence on set, she openly voiced her dissatisfaction, stating that she hated having her mother there. Susan Strasberg's relationship with her mother, Paula Strasberg, was both nurturing and at times fraught with tension. Paula, a respected figure in Hollywood, was deeply involved in Susan's career, often accompanying her on set and providing guidance. However, this close dynamic sometimes led to conflicts. Susan once expressed frustration about her mother's presence during filming, stating that it felt overwhelming and hindered her ability to perform independently. Despite these challenges, Paula remained a constant source of support, and their shared passion for the arts forged an unbreakable bond, even through moments of professional disagreement. This revelation quickly made headlines, tarnishing her public image. However, the controversy wasn't severe enough to derail her career. Seeking independence, Susan relocated to Italy for a few years, explaining that she wanted to experience being alone and away from her family, a move that marked a significant chapter in her personal and professional growth. During this time, she took on a bold and challenging role in Gillo Pontecorvo's multinational drama, Capo. In the film, she portrayed a prison guard in a Nazi concentration camp, a character who ultimately succumbs to the corruption and moral decay pervasive in such a setting. The role marked a stark departure from Susan's previous portrayal of Anne Frank, a victim of Nazi persecution, which had made her a symbol of resilience and innocence. This contrast sparked significant criticism among some viewers, who found it jarring and, in some cases, offensive. They questioned how someone so recently associated with the plight of a Jewish victim could now embody a figure complicit in the horrors of a Nazi camp. The public discourse reflected broader debates about the responsibilities of actors in choosing roles that align with or challenge public perception. Despite the backlash against Susan's performance, Capo itself garnered critical acclaim. The film's exploration of complex moral dilemmas within the brutal realities of war struck a chord with critics and audiences alike. It was lauded for its unflinching portrayal of human suffering and the devastating impact of moral compromise. The film's powerful storytelling and Pontecorvo's masterful direction led to its nomination for an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, securing its place as a significant cinematic work of the era. For Susan, the experience was transformative. It highlighted the complexities of navigating a career in an industry where personal choices, artistic challenges, and public expectations often intersect. This period in Italy not only allowed her to explore new facets of her craft, but also underscored the importance of taking risks, even when they came with controversy. Her decision to embrace such a provocative role demonstrated a willingness to challenge herself artistically, even if it meant facing criticism. The following year, after completing her work in Italy, Susan embarked on a new phase of her career by traveling to England to star in Hammer Films' Scream of Fear, 1961, a psychological thriller that allowed her to showcase her ability to convey complex emotions under intense narrative circumstances. Her performance was noted for its depth and subtlety, solidifying her reputation as an actress capable of excelling in suspenseful, genre-defying roles. This project marked Susan's first foray into the thriller genre, which would later become a recurring theme in her career. In 1962, Susan expanded her portfolio further by appearing in Hemingway's Adventures of a Young Man, a film inspired by Ernest Hemingway's works. Her role added to the film's portrayal of coming-of-age struggles and the search for identity. That same year, she ventured into lighter fare with The Italian Comedy Disorder, where she explored her comedic timing and demonstrated her versatility as an actress. These roles not only broadened her international appeal, but also underscored her willingness to engage with a variety of genres. By 1963, Susan Strasberg returned to the United States, rekindling her roots in theater with a leading role on Broadway in The Ladies of the Camellias. Her return to the stage was met with anticipation, as audiences and critics alike were eager to see how her European experiences had shaped her artistry. Her performance brought a layered and dynamic portrayal to the production, reinforcing her status as a Broadway talent capable of commanding the stage. Following her successful stint on Broadway, Susan shifted her career focus toward television, a medium that was rapidly gaining prominence at the time. She made guest appearances on some of the most popular shows of the era, including Bob Hope, Presence, the Chrysler Theater, The Rogues, Breaking Point, and Burke's Law. These appearances allowed her to reach a wider audience and further diversify her acting resume, showcasing her adaptability to different storytelling formats. 2 years later, Susan returned to England to star in The High Bright Sun, 1965, where she played the love interest of Dirk Bogarde. The film provided her with yet another opportunity to explore complex romantic dynamics in a dramatic context. During this period, she also expanded her television work, appearing in notable projects such as Run for Your Life, The Big Valley, The Legend of Jesse James, and The Invaders. These roles demonstrated her ability to navigate both historical and contemporary settings, solidifying her place in the evolving entertainment landscape. Susan's ability to transition seamlessly between stage, screen, and television highlighted her range and commitment to her craft. While her career had its share of challenges, this period of artistic exploration reaffirmed her position as a multifaceted talent capable of leaving an indelible mark across multiple platforms. Her personal life, however, cast a shadow over her career. Susan's first marriage left her with a tarnished reputation. She met her future husband, Christopher Jones, while working on The Legend of Jesse James, and later acted alongside him in the 1967 film Chubasco, which centered on the San Diego fishing industry. Their relationship took a serious turn when they discovered they were expecting a child, leading to a rushed marriage. However, the union lasted only 6 months before the couple filed for divorce, and the reasons behind their split shocked Susan's fans. It was revealed that both Susan and Christopher had been using illegal substances heavily during their marriage, often as a way to escape reality. Their substance use escalated to the point where both began experiencing severe hallucinations. One night, convinced their Beverly Hills home was haunted by the spirit of an old woman, they fled in a panic. The infamous haunted house incident remains one of the most bizarre chapters in Susan Strasberg's life. Fueled by the combined effects of substance abuse and the pressures of Hollywood, she and Christopher Jones became convinced that their Beverly Hills home was haunted by the ghost of an old woman. One particularly chaotic night, after hearing what they claimed were phantom footsteps and whispers, the couple fled the house in a panic, leaving behind most of their belongings. This surreal episode quickly became tabloid fodder, symbolizing the immense psychological toll that fame and addiction can exact on those in the limelight. Additionally, Christopher's mental instability played a significant role in the deterioration of their marriage. His unpredictable behavior and inability to maintain emotional stability created an environment of constant tension and unease. This instability, coupled with the couple's ongoing struggles with substance abuse, made it increasingly difficult for them to support one another or work through their differences. The birth of their daughter, who was tragically born with a congenital birth defect, introduced an additional layer of emotional and practical strain. Caring for a child with special needs required a level of stability and cooperation that their tumultuous relationship could not provide. Susan later revealed that she believed her and Christopher's past substance abuse was a contributing factor to their daughter's condition. This realization deeply affected Susan, filling her with guilt and regret, which she carried throughout her life. The impact of these events was profound, influencing not only Susan's personal life, but also her professional trajectory. Her struggles became a public topic of discussion, affecting how she was perceived within Hollywood. While she tried to maintain a facade of strength, the emotional toll of her experiences, compounded by the public scrutiny, marked a turning point in her career. This period in her life became a somber reminder of how personal challenges can intersect with professional ambitions, leaving a lasting impression on both. Susan Strasberg's personal struggles with addiction and a turbulent marriage significantly impacted her public image and career trajectory. The scandal surrounding her substance use and erratic behavior overshadowed her earlier achievements, making it difficult for studios to cast her in leading roles. Despite these setbacks, Susan actively worked to rebuild her reputation by focusing on roles in independent and experimental films, which allowed her to showcase her acting depth. She also made efforts to distance herself from her troubled past, openly discussing her experiences in interviews and using her platform to advocate for mental health awareness and addiction recovery. After news of Susan's unusual behavior spread widely, her career began to decline. Big-budget films seemed reluctant to involve her, but she found a way to redeem herself through horror movies. Despite a few years without significant casting opportunities, her fortunes improved when she embraced a darker path in her career. Susan discovered a deep passion for science fiction and horror genres, appearing in films like The Manitou, 1978, which dealt with themes of black magic. Susan's foray into the world of horror and science fiction wasn't just a career move, it was a reinvention. These genres allowed her to explore complex and often uncharted characters that deviated from her earlier roles. Susan herself admitted that horror films provided a unique freedom of expression, where she could embrace creativity without the rigid expectations of traditional cinema. The darker themes of these movies seemed to resonate with her personal struggles, offering a channel to project her emotions and showcase her versatility. This pivot not only rejuvenated her career but also allowed Susan to connect with a new audience who appreciated her ability to bring depth to unconventional roles. She also played one of Tom Berenger's many love interests in Praise of Older Women, and appeared in several smaller horror and sci-fi films, bringing a sense of dignity to these productions. These roles eventually paved the way for her to be cast in other films, allowing her career to regain some normalcy. In 1980, Susan published a memoir titled Bittersweet, an honest and introspective account of her life in the limelight. She decided to pen the book at a time when her career in Hollywood seemed to have hit a plateau. Reflecting on her 25 years of acting, during which she portrayed numerous strong and complex characters, Susan expressed her disbelief and frustration at still having to wait for meaningful roles in the industry. In her memoir, she candidly shared the emotional toll of navigating fame, personal loss, and professional setbacks. During an interview promoting the book, Susan spoke passionately about her love for acting, describing it as the core of her identity. "Acting is my lifelong love. I can't imagine doing anything else," she said. However, she also revealed how her time away from the screen allowed her to rediscover herself and explore new creative outlets. Through the writing process, she found a sense of fulfillment that transcended her previous roles in Hollywood. This journey of self-reflection also opened the door to lecturing and public speaking, areas where her charisma and storytelling ability shone. Bittersweet quickly garnered attention, not only for its intimate look at Susan's life, but also for its raw portrayal of the challenges many women face in the entertainment industry. Critics praised the memoir for its authenticity, calling it a heartfelt narrative of resilience and reinvention. Fans, too, responded with an outpouring of support. Letters and messages flooded in, with readers sharing how Susan's story inspired them to pursue their dreams or overcome personal struggles. One fan wrote, "Reading Bittersweet felt like having a conversation with Susan herself. Her words reminded me that it's never too late to find a new path." Another commented on social media, "Susan Strasberg's journey from a starlet to an author proves that reinvention is possible at any stage of life. She remains an icon, both on and off the screen." The memoir also sparked discussions in the media about the pressures faced by women in Hollywood, particularly those whose careers spanned multiple decades. Many outlets highlighted Susan's ability to adapt and thrive despite the challenges, with one publication stating, "Strasberg's journey is a testament to the enduring strength of a woman who refuses to be defined by the ups and downs of fame. In the years following the release of Bittersweet, Susan's newfound passion for writing and public speaking became a cornerstone of her legacy. Fans who attended her lectures remarked on how genuine and engaging she was, often describing the experience as deeply inspiring. Through her book and subsequent appearances, Susan not only reconnected with her audience, but also cemented her place as a multifaceted artist who continually evolved with grace and determination. Susan's final movie appearance was in Light in the Jungle, 1992, a film about Albert Schweitzer. Tragically, just a few years later, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Though initially believed to be in remission, the disease ultimately claimed her life. Susan passed away in her New York City home on January 21, 1999, at the age of 60. Susan Strasberg's life was a poignant reminder of the complexities of fame and the personal battles that often remain hidden beneath the surface. Fans and critics alike have long debated how Susan Strasberg's legacy should be remembered. While her stage performances, particularly as Anne Frank, are hailed as masterpieces of youthful talent and emotional depth, her personal struggles often overshadow her artistic contributions. Some fans view her as a symbol of resilience, someone who navigated the trials of Hollywood while staying true to her passion for acting. Others, however, lament that her controversial personal life detracted from the recognition she deserved for her groundbreaking achievements on Broadway and in film. From her dazzling debut on Broadway to her struggles with addiction and personal loss, Susan left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Which chapter of her journey resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating Hollywood stories. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we uncover more hidden tales from Tinseltown